He reached to hand back the alien queen's blade. It blazed in his grip, and her champions fell to their knees in fear. Beginning, the lost blade. The palace of Queen Seralith of Vaora shimmered with living crystal, its great halls carved from mountains that pulsed with inner light. Her warriors were legends, towering, scaled beings who carried living weapons that sang when wielded. Humans, however, were newcomers. The galaxy saw them as frail, adaptable scavengers at best. Marcus Hale, a human translator and aide, had been invited to the palace as part of a diplomatic mission. He kept his head down, aware that his presence was tolerated, not celebrated. On the second day of negotiations, chaos struck. During a ceremonial duel, one of Seralith's warriors dropped his blade, a weapon sacred beyond measure. It skidded across the floor, landing at Marcus's feet. He hesitated. It was just a sword, wasn't it? A black metal hilt with veins of light pulsing along its edge. He bent down to lift it. The instant his fingers closed around the hilt, fire seared through him. He cried out, nearly dropping it, but somehow instinctively he held on. The blade erupted in blinding light, its song piercing the chamber. The hall fell silent. Every warrior froze. Then, as one, they recoiled in terror. Middle, the queen's judgment. Seralith rose from her throne, her eyes glowing like burning moons. That blade burns any unworthy hand, she said slowly, her voice echoing with disbelief. Only my chosen champions can bear its fire. And yet, Marcus, sweating, dropped the weapon immediately. The blade struck the ground, dimming once more. His hand was blistered, but he was alive. I didn't mean, he stammered. But the warriors were already backing away, some kneeling, others clutching their foreheads. It blazed in his grip. One whispered. It sang for him. No human should survive its touch, another muttered. Marcus stood frozen, caught between fear and confusion. He had no idea what he had just done. The queen descended the dais, her robes flowing like liquid night. She stopped before Marcus, her towering form casting him in shadow. Slowly, she extended her hand. Give it back to me. Marcus, trembling, lifted the weapon and placed it into her palm. For a heartbeat, it resisted, blazing again as if reluctant to leave him. The warriors gasped. Seralith's expression did not change, but her eyes lingered on Marcus. Interesting. Rising conflict. Whispers of heresy. The palace buzzed with unrest. Word spread like wildfire. The queen's blade, forged in the flames of her ancestors, had accepted the touch of a human. Many called it blasphemy. Some demanded Marcus be executed before the omen spread. Others whispered darker things, that perhaps the prophecy of the outsider flame had come true. Marcus, bewildered, was confined to chambers under guard. Yet in the nights that followed, he dreamed. He saw burning stars. He heard the song of the blade calling him by name. He felt the weight of battles, not his own. Each morning, he woke with sweat on his brow, his palm throbbing where the weapon had seared him. On the fourth night, the queen herself came to him. You touched what no other can, she said, her voice soft but heavy with meaning. Tell me, Marcus Hale of Earth, do you know what you are? I'm just a translator, he said. A man who got in the way. Her gaze pierced him. No. You're something else. Perhaps fate's cruelty. Perhaps its gift. My warriors fear you now. And so do I. Climax. The trial of fire. To settle the unrest, Seralith announced a public trial. Before the gathered court, Marcus would return the blade. If it rejected him, as many hoped, he would be banished or executed. If it accepted him again, the warriors crowded the arena, chanting prayers. Seralith stood upon her throne, holding the blade in both hands. "Step forward, human." Marcus did, his heart pounding. He had no training, no right to stand here. And yet something deep inside urged him on. She extended the hilt.
"Take it."
He reached out. The moment his fingers touched it, light exploded. Flames roared up the blade, encasing his arm but not burning it. The weapon sang, louder than before, shaking the very walls. The warriors fell to their knees. Some fled in terror, shouting that prophecy had come. Others wept. Sarilith alone remained standing, though her eyes widened. "It chooses you," she whispered. Marcus held the blade aloft, its fire coursing through him. For an instant, he was no longer himself. He was a warrior, a shield, a flame unending. He could see battles yet to come, shadows rising across the stars. Then the vision faded. He dropped the blade, panting, his palm unburned this time, ending a new fate. The court was in chaos. Some declared Marcus a holy figure. Others called him a usurper. But all agreed on one truth. He had touched the queen's blade and lived. Sarilith silenced them with a single gesture. She turned to Marcus, studying him as though seeing him for the first time. "You are no champion of mine," she said, her voice firm. "But neither are you nothing. The blade saw fit to blaze in your hand. That cannot be undone." "What does that mean?" Marcus asked. "It means," she said, "your fate is no longer yours alone. You are bound to this throne, to me, and to the fire of my people. Whatever lies ahead, you will stand in its path." The warriors, still shaken, bowed their heads. For the first time in their history, they had seen fear and reverence directed toward a human. Marcus stood trembling, not from pain, but from the weight of destiny pressing upon him. He had come as a translator, a shadow in the halls of power. Now, by accident or fate, he was something else entirely. The man who had reached to return a sword, and found himself holding the fire of a queen. And as the echoes of the blade's song lingered in the chamber, Marcus knew one thing with unshakable certainty. Nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again.